Hi, Advanced Hires. This next task I'd like to get you to have a look at is around surface modeling, which is another of the complex modeling techniques included in the Advanced Hire course. The modeling that you did with the freeform task previously actually ties into this quite well because you'll have noticed that part of the tutorial there did touch on surface modeling. I'll not go into it in too much detail, but essentially surface modeling is kind of almost a different modeling approach to using surface models. I A surface model is kind of an envelope that has no mass and is of although it represents a surface, it doesn't have a thickness as such. It's kind of an imaginary envelope or quilt that represents a surface. Hence the name surface modeling. So when you look at a surface model, it doesn't have any mass attributed to it. It's not a solid. However, surface modeling is used in a lot of situations to create complex geometries, which would be much more difficult to produce if you simply use solid modeling tools like lofts and extrusions, and can be combined with lots of other tools like 3D sketching to produce things that either you couldn't produce using standard solid modeling tools, or that if you did produce using those tools, it'd be much, much more complicated. So surface modeling does provide a lot of opportunities, although it's um, it's I suppose a new way of thinking about modeling. So it can take you a while to wrap your head around some of the opportunities and the processes that you would use to make use of it. Now, it's not likely that in a week you're going to become an expert at surface modeling, but my hope is that through this video and the opportunity to try modeling a few things yourself, you'll develop a good working knowledge of it, allowing you to apply that in your advanced hire project, where it's one of the required modeling techniques. So one of the things that I've linked to, I'll just kind of skip back to it if I can find it here, hopefully, uh, is a video. Sorry, here we go. Is this video here, which is a seminar from Autodesk about surface modeling. And basically, it covers a whole range of different things. I would say it's worth watching through the first wee bit because the bit of discussion about the difference between solid and surface modeling. Um, then he goes through a range of different models. So it's a long video; it's over an hour, but it goes through something like 4 or 5 different models, showing you different ways that you can use these tools. Now, it's not a full tutorial, it doesn't show you step by step. So, for example, if you wanted to have a go at making something like this yourself, you would just have to estimate the sizes and so on yourself. I mean, in this particular example, I don't think it actually has any sizes attributed to it anyway. But if you were to look at it and think about it, it's actually just a set of sketches on, a vertical plane and then this horizontal plane and then this other plane here. So I'm hopeful that at this stage at Advanced Hire, that's all basic enough that you'd be able to kind of look at the video and figure out how to make your own starting point. There are lots of videos on YouTube about surface modeling, and I've chosen this one because I think it gives a really broad understanding of how surface modeling could be used. But in terms of the task, I'd like you to complete 2 models of your choosing. So you don't have to model 2 of the things from this video. You could choose 2 other tutorials you found on YouTube, or you can take what you learned from this video and think about something you would like to try modeling yourself, even just a random shape that kind of puts to the test this idea of using these surfaces to create your model. Um, Hopefully that's all relatively clear. I am conscious that you may have other questions, so do let me know. I've also added a couple of other little articles from the web that I'd like you to review just to build your background knowledge on surface modeling and hopefully kind of consolidate your understanding on it. Because although it's in the course, there aren't really any past paper questions that give us an idea of what the SQA would ask about surface modeling, but I don't doubt that it will come up in an exam at some point. So the better you kind of understand it in principle, the better place you're going to be to maybe answer questions about context where it might be used, advantages or disadvantages, or even just looking at 2 images of modeling techniques and recognizing where surface modeling might have been used in a process. Um, so I think I'll leave it at that. I don't really want to go on too long. And the point I would make is if you do have any questions, because I do appreciate this might be quite a complex task, please do just leave me a wee comment. I would advise that you have a look at starting this task sooner rather than later. I'm going to set a due date of the Friday. Um, that's simply to make sure that I'm kind of encouraging you to complete your work during the week. Although if you submit it before the Monday, it's still going to be regarded as being on time. I just don't really want you to think that you've got to do work over the weekend. That's all. Like I said, if you've got any questions, let me know.